You know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Bigby McFly steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chillin' with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Bigby McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow. Where comics live and legends grow. Bigby McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best Coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big, yeah. Baby, comics are what saved me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Coast Comics. I'm Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and I'm joined, as always, by
John Carter, Warlord of Mars.
Sweet.
No, Bigby McFly, the comic guy.
All right, we're already gonna. I'm gonna divert the show on a quick tangent right away. You mentioned John Carter. This is a topic that fascinates me. What do you think John Carter failed for, like the movie? What do you think do you think it was the name, the marketing, the name changes,
I think
the film itself?
I heard like a lot of the timing when it came out too was bad. So actually the movie was decent. I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. It's not the best movie ever, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. But all of the above probably didn't help. Name, the marketing, the changes, it was a good movie though.
Yeah, I want to rewatch it now that I'm talking about it again. Hey, well, welcome in, everybody. Thanks for welcome to our talk about John Carter, Warlord of Mars, the movie that didn't do very well a long time ago. Probably not going to do much better in our conversation now. But it was something to talk about while I wait for some of you folks to join the show. First off, I just really, really, really want to thank everybody for being here tonight and watching. You actually could be watching on 3 different channels right now in a few different places. One of those channels is Bigby McFly's channel. You could also be watching on the Bronze Age Nerd channel, and you could be watching over on the EXP, which is a channel I talked about a lot. If it's your first time on the show, it's basically a comic book network of programming with things like sales shows, comic claim sales, original art, comic news, comic reviews, interviews, all kinds of stuff. So definitely recommend checking out all 3 of our channels. Links are in the description below. If you want a good reason to support the EXP, you know that Bigby and I both support Heroes for Heroes every year because we want to support our veterans. The EXP is doing something really awesome for the month of March. All the claim sales shows on the EXP are agreeing to donate a portion of their profits to a veteran organization. Places like Wounded Warrior or the Gary Sinise Foundation or local VAs, that kind of stuff. And we want to join that spirit. Even though this isn't a sales show right now, I want to make sure that I encourage you guys to all go check out all the awesome claim sale shows on that channel, because if you pick up some comics, they're going to be donating some money to some veterans. And we are going to encourage you right now to go head over to the charity that Heroes for Heroes supports, which is Mission 22. And that is a great organization that does things like reaching out with and interacting with veterans to help prevent things like self-harm, to help them adjust to society after their service or during their service, even if they come home, their immediate families. It's a really amazing cause. And if you want to go donate to mission22.org, it is a full charity, so you can get that, tax receipt, all that kind of stuff, all those kind of benefits, and you can help out an amazing cause. I'm going to paste that link into the chat. And if you want to check out more about Mission 22, I did interview Carly Hill from Mission 22 about a year ago on my channel. You can go back and look at that and find out more about the great work that they do and where their money goes and how much they work towards making sure that the vast majority of the donations are going towards actual work being done for veterans and not just awareness and organizational costs and stuff like that. Obviously, those things have to happen too, but that's not the majority of what they do. So I think it's a cause, obviously we care about, we support our veterans. And so I'm really excited that the EXP is doing that this month. So go give all those shows a great follow and, pick up some stuff from them and know that it's going to get passed on to a good cause in part. And then on our show, which will be our claim sales, as always, the last Monday of every month. So that means for the month of March, it's actually quite a ways away because there's almost 4.5 weeks in March. So it's actually going to be on the 30th is the last Monday in March. So our 5th show in March will be our claim sale this time around. And this is a good reminder. May as well remind everybody now, right? If there's anything you want us to bring to that claim sale or anything you're looking for, let us know. Even if you're watching on the rewind and you're curious about that, we'd love to hear about it. That said, thanks for paying attention to that, everybody. It's an important cause to us. Let's say hello to everybody who jumped in the chat. We got GT Key Comic in the house. Thank you, GT Key Comic, for coming in. We appreciate it. We always love comments from Shigeyuki Kikita. Here's a great one. When I am standing around the water cooler, I like to boast that I know the boys from the best coast. Hell yeah. I love your rhymes.
I love it, buddy.
Moments of poems they're just amazing. Thank you very much. And then we also have Hydra Sound Comics, which is our producer Jay in the background. Sometimes the mysterious disembodied voice that comes in to talk about Superman. That's Jay. Go give him a follow on his channel as well. They do some great stuff over there. And then we have Mr. Nope in the chat. What's up, Mr. Nope? Hey, Eddie Von B. How you doing?
Hey.
And there's that link posted into the chat too for that interview. It's really, really something I recommend watching if you're curious about what they do. And I was glad that she was willing to come on and talk about that because it helps people understand oh yeah, that's what it's going for. This is a good thing to donate to. We've got lots of great news to talk about tonight. Well, I shouldn't say it's all great news. We have lots of news to talk about tonight, and I think we're going to talk about it greatly. Some of it's great. But before we do that, I do want to make sure, because I've been talking the entire time since we went on live on the air, want to check in with my faithful co-host, John Carter, a.k.a. Bigby McFly, and see how you're doing, buddy, man. What's been going on for you this week?
I wasn't feeling great on Sunday, so I didn't make the art stream. So that kind of sucked. Did some trading with Travis on Friday.
Ooh, Comics Limited.
Won a book from Comics Limited. Yeah. Won a cool 9.6 slabbed Absolute Batman from his 500 subscriber giveaway. So
yeah, I was in the chat for that. I actually won a couple signed comics too. From that. So he just hit 500 subscribers. So go give him a follow as well. Since I'm sending you to go follow a bunch of channels, let's add him into the list as well. May as well.
I mean, you got some Ryan Stegman stuff, right?
Yeah, some signed Ryan Stegman books, which I will never turn down. There is it Vanish? Was that what it was?
I think it was Vanish. Yeah.
A
couple copies of Vanish.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Any grading news you want to talk about, or is it too
broad? Geez. They haven't been graded yet, but I sent some books to be cleaned and pressed, and they did not. There were some surprises. I'll just put it that way. One of them got damaged. A perfectly mint book showed up with a 2-inch spine split at the top because apparently part of the spine was kind of brittle, and it banged into the top loader side and split. So that wasn't great. And my FF number 1 has had some sort of residue on the front that they thought might qualify it as restored. So when they removed it, it took off some little chunks of paper, which wasn't great either. So
I mean, with a couple, big books like that, it really, it doesn't, you don't want it to happen to any books, but it really stings, man.
Yeah. So he started getting all gun shy with stuff. He's asking me things, and I'm like, I'm at the point of screw it. I'm just like, do whatever. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Just let's get it going. So
Eddie wants to know, there's some talk in the chat, by the way, about our formats. For the past, it's been almost like a month and a half now, or 2 months maybe. I've been set up the shows to stream in both formats. So there's that traditional format that a lot of you are watching us in, like on your TVs, your computers, even your phones. But there's also a vertical stream format that YouTube introduced a little while ago, and we've noticed that we generally get some people in here that we normally don't get in regularly. So we were keeping that up just because, hey, you know, more exposure to more people. Theoretically, it's a good thing. If you guys appreciate what we do here, then great.
Yeah, if you're looking at the description of the title, it'll have like a door shaped or a phone shaped icon on the ones that are vertical in the description or the title.
So if you do want to watch in the non-vertical format, which is totally fine, and you want to watch in the regular format, Hydrosylum just pasted a link in the live chat. You can go ahead and follow that and get a normal version of what's going on here, or you know, maybe you want to hold your phone the other way. I don't care.
Maybe people like the other version. Who knows?
Yeah, I will say that we probably could do a better job of formatting for vertical, because I know, like, I'm looking over at our vertical preview and like it might be like disjarring that my head is like half a head higher than Bigby's. I don't know. Maybe that's weird to people. It doesn't really look that way on the other stream, even though I guess it's still technically the same thing, but it just exaggerates it. Anyhow, so that's news with that. I do wish you luck, man, on the grading. I mean, you're still gonna get them graded, right?
Yeah. It just was a little disheartening about what's going on with them, but it's, you know, the person who's doing the work is a very competent professional person. They're not doing anything wrong. So it just there was just a couple unfortunate accidents that happened. One of them before it even got there. So
yeah, you know, shipping comics is, you know, we long ago talked about slabbing, and shipping comics is one of the reasons we talked about. It's one of the potential pitfalls, and people, I think it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, but things, I mean, you know, just think about packages getting damaged is one thing, because you can theoretically, like, you know, pack well enough that that's almost impossible. Most people don't, but you can.
I thought that they would be pretty safe. I put them in top loaders, the more valuable books, and then I put them, you know, tightly packaged in between other stuff, so that the top loaders were kind of squeezed tight, so they shouldn't have shuffled too much. But I guess, you know, one real hard bang or whatever slammed that book just hard enough against the side that it just went split. So.
I do love a real hard bang. Not against my ASM 13 or yours for that matter.
Yeah,
because I don't have one.
Not wonderful that way, but
I'm sorry, man. That's really rough. But the other thing I was going to say though, real fast, is you do have to run the risk too. I mean, even the package could get lost. You know, I mean, we all know shipping services aren't perfect. And hey, what's up? How's it going? We got a super chat in from Raphael, the Turtle Collector. Just popping by for a quick second. Biggs FF Residue Tale made me want to buy him a coffee. Have a good night. Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm sure he appreciates that. Absolutely. That's
absolutely
pretty rough.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to sob story or anything. It was a little disheartening. So
no, man,
I'll live.
We don't want to have our comics damaged like that. Yeah, so that's but I am still, you know, I'm eager to see what they come back as, especially the FF1. I mean, I know that the cover looks slightly rougher because of that removal. Like, I saw the pic for those who are wondering, like, how do I know? But
that was the before pic. That was the before pic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
So I'll send you a picture of what it looks like now. But the other part, though, like getting it, like he does the buffing and the pressing and all that stuff to it and everything, and it's looking great. It's just, you know,
yeah,
I got some light specks before. Right in the thing's body, you know, right in the middle of the thing.
Eddie says, read all the Sleepy Hollow books, Bigby. Thanks again for finding those.
You bet. Isn't it interesting how the art is different formatted for the different times they were printed? Because as they got more and more forward in time, they were cutting pages to try to shorten the story. So they were trimming stuff and reorganizing the panels and stuff in that Sleepy Hollow book. So it's kind of interesting.
I know I'm looking weird for a second. I'm trying to make this a little more in line with Bigby, and I feel like I'm a little closer to him on the virtual.
There you go.
I got to move it up a little bit. Okay. Anyhow, enough of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract everybody or myself.
ADHD. Bronze's head floating away.
Nothing new. I'm trying to think if I have anything like, going on. Like I have a 7-year-old daughter, so I'm preparing for the insane event that is St. Patrick's Day. Most of my life, St. Patrick's Day was about green beer and well, it's not a politically correct name anymore. I'm Irish. I could probably say it, but there's a certain drink that people drink on St. Patrick's Day too. I guess I won't say the name of it. But maybe some some brisket, that kind of stuff. But
Right.
yeah, cabbage, all those fun things. But no, for a 7-year-old, St. Patrick's Day is a huge thing. Like we got to set up our leprechaun trap and all kinds of stuff. And
Leprechaun trap. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
man, you got to track those little buggers so you can get their pot of gold, dude. Everybody knows that. That's a big thing. So I've been dealing with that, and then
But wear your green so you don't get pinched, right?
Exactly. That's a real anxiety point for a first grader.
Right.
And gosh, what else? Been working on some scheduling stuff to try to make things easier for me in general. And
That's good.
Wow, somebody with a very loud stereo is driving by my window with a motorcycle with a very loud stereo, so it makes it extra loud. I could barely hear myself think. Yeah, there you go, Eddie. Hey, Collector P.
I've been trying to get more on top of like getting things organized and priced and ready for my kiosk and stuff, rather than just keeping them. And like, I just noticed that I was becoming swamped by comic books all around me. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I need to do something with these things.
When I was at Emerald City talking about where to start collecting comics, one of the things I brought up was you don't want to be living in a fort of comic book boxes 5 years down the road after you start collecting. And
I can relate to that.
I think that was one of the few things that got a chuckle during the presentation. I think that's fair to say. And I was like, yeah, it's not as funny as you might think. Oh no, it's not Jameson, but Jameson's involved. Let's see, you combine Jameson and you combine Guinness and you combine Bailey's. That's a drop shot. I don't know what they call them these days, but I know there's a technically politically incorrect name that they went by when I was a kid. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, and I'm like mostly Irish German myself, but hey, whatever. Well, I think that's most of our life stuff. Should we talk about some of this comic news?
I mean, we have to change into our clothing, right?
Proper attire. Let's get changed. You know what? Ty is gone. I put it on for a second. I had to go. Oh, Double and Drop is apparently a new name for it. Okay, we'll call it the Double and Drop.
There we go.
I have a feeling there's places you could go where I live and you could ask for that and people would be like, I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really go out and drink, so I don't know. But anyhow,
I'm not a big drink. I wouldn't know either.
So I did try to advertise a little bit better what we're going to be talking about for main topics this week in the thumbnail. Try to give you guys some foreshadowing. And we had some G.I. Joe related news, which we talked about recently. We have an update on that story. And we also have Something Is Killing the Children and some comic books destroyed in a war. We got all kinds of things to talk about here. But this is fascinating. I remember a big point in the episode where we talked about the 2 G.I. Joe movies that were in pre-production is that it was kind of interesting that Max Landis was tapped as one of the writers for one of the treatments. And guess what? No longer. He has been passed over for his treatment by Paramount.
The door.
Yep, he has been shown the door. They're not moving forward with the take, and this is, by the way, from Variety. Not moving forward with the take on the new G.I. Joe movie from Max Landis. Multiple sources told Variety. The son of Trading Places director John Landis was engaged by the studio and the toy maker earlier this year for a script treatment surrounding the iconic action figures. New film leadership at Paramount is prioritizing the relaunch of this IP and others, including Star Trek. Paramount passed on Landis' treatment for creative reasons. One source added the studio is still in talks with and awaiting scripts from other writers, including Righteous and Gemstones star Danny McBride, which is interesting for sure. I remember my reaction, and I said it pretty clearly on this show, was it's weird that these are the two people we're looking at for GI Joe scripts.
And looking at Danny McBride's track record, it wasn't great.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Hey, Tropes.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing?
We
Folks,
Collector P. I didn't know if we said hi to him, but hey, Collector P.
yeah, we did. I highlighted him, but yeah, we'll say hello again, Collector P. Just
Hey
wanted to
again.
point out, I was hanging out over in Comic Trope stream. I had the rare treat of being able to sit down for a little bit during when he was live. Hung out during the beginning of his show, and just want to point out, Chris runs an excellent show. Comic Tropes After Dark is a great place to go check out some extra Comic Tropes content, and maybe go check out his latest regular video as well, because he was talking about how it hasn't performed very well. So
just check Chris out.
Yeah, you can also just look at it.
Check him out.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear he's excellent at breakdancing. That's a joke for anybody that was over in that show. So it sounds like his idea was just that 2-part cartoon episode in the parallel world, which would be very weird to pull off in like G.I. Joe needs a reboot at this point. Yeah, so that is kind of not too surprising. But also just the fact that he was kind of a questionable character in Hollywood, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. Eddie Von B gets what I was talking about with the popular day drink.
There's got to be directors and writers of that the right age that would have been into GI Joe that should be inspired to.
Most of Hollywood, I think, would be kind of
right,
in the right ballpark. I would think the active
John Universe is definitely a successful relaunch.
Very.
We just need to get it now put into film.
Yeah, and I guess I would say that Max Landis's track record was better. So even though I questioned the choice, I think I had more faith in that project than I did in the Danny McBride one. Right. We do like to take the positive spin on things. My positive spin on this is that at least they're being choosy. They're not just saying yes to the first thing that comes across, their process or whatever. I actually, if they didn't think it'd be good, then I'm hoping that means they made the right choice. I can only hope. So, yep. Nothing else to say about that one.
I mean, we kind of went over it last week, and I don't know. I hopefully another person throws their hat in the ring.
Yeah,
Chris,
what?
Write a script, Chris.
Dude, yeah. Be a mega fan. Maybe that Larry Hama guy. Maybe he has some ideas. I hear he knows how to write some stuff about GI Joe.
You and Tropes together.
Oh yeah,
the two Chris's.
Anybody involved in comics with the first name Chris, we're gonna all just get together
and write the script. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
They did say in that Variety article that there were actually other treatments that were being looked at too. So I guess maybe there's some other stuff that's just not as high profile. Sneak peek versus Raptor the movie. All right. Anybody I owned as a kid as the little 3 3/4 figures, and I own Sneak Peek. I'm down. That's all. You got me in the nostalgia right there. I always thought he had one of the weirder uniforms out of the 80s Joes. Like mostly light gray, and then like a bunch of bright red, but he was supposed to be like a sneaky
right
guy with a giant weird telescope thing.
He had that, so he had all that bright stuff, so he had to be behind something, so he had to use the telescope.
Yeah, that's true. Our next main big story for before stuff broke today was something that I love to talk about, which is something that's killing the children. By the way, I made a couple of posts earlier today talking about some of the comics I picked up. I really only bought 4 brand new comics at Emerald City Comic Con, that weren't already in my collection that I just brought to get signed or something like that. And they were all something that's killing the children related. from the Boom folks over there. And I love me something that's killing children, which is a weird sentence if you really stop and think about it. But if you know what I mean, I'm talking about the comic.
Okay. Okay, Chris.
So from the Hollywood Reporter and a lot of other news sources here, guess what? We have more Something is Killing Children coming. Obviously, there's movie news out there in development, which we talked about a few weeks ago. But now we're actually going to get more story. We're going to get a novel. This is something coming out. It's co-written by James Tynion IV and Kirsten White. Again, this is Hollywood Reporter reporting here on this one. The cool news is we actually don't have to wait too long. From the article here, Crown Publishing Group, in partnership with Boom Studios, will publish Hope is a Knife, a novel set within the world of Something is Killing Children, bringing the book to stores October 10th, 2026. So just, I mean, really not
Pretty
that
quick,
long.
though.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar with Kirsten White, but says White may be best known for The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein, which won the 2018 Bram Stoker Award in the young adult category. And she also wrote Star Wars Padawan, which hit the top of the New York Times bestsellers list. So experience adapting, experience writing genre, fiction. Dude, I'm excited. I actually was talking to my wife, the Copper Age Babe, for those that see her in the chat every once in a while, about this earlier. And she said she's going to read this because she liked the first volume of Something is Killing Children. She read it. I kind of encouraged her to read it. And she said that it's just hard for her to get into reading comics, but she liked the story. And so she's excited to read this because she likes reading novels more. So
There you go.
hopefully we'll bring some more fans in before the movie. Makes perfect sense to me.
I've got my big chunk of the novels, but I'm missing number 3. I'm waiting to get number 3 before I start reading them.
Okay. I think I'm trying to remember if number 3 came or not. I might be able to let you borrow that.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
I mean, I hopefully it came is what I'm saying.
You know, I'm so rough on those things. I mean, you may never get it back.
Definitely not that. I'm not worried about that.
I'm joking.
Okay. Just checking. There was some other Hollywood news. Let's tackle this. 2 other things, actually. The first is from Deadline here. Let me switch over to the story. This is some of the more of that bad news. Clean sweep G.I. Joe Origins. I love it.
Yes.
Oh boy. Clean sweep. Another, the Eco Warriors, man. So Sarah Michelle Gellar reveals she declined Chloe Zhao's Buffy reboot many times and why she learned to never say never. You know what? Actually, maybe I pulled kind of the wrong article about this.
Didn't she
Post? Yep. Actually, hold on. I'm sorry.
Get the rights to Buffy?
To some extent, yeah. But that's actually not what I meant to pull into the chat. Hang on one second. It's actually worse news than that, unfortunately.
No.
Here we go. Let me just share this. Okay.
Share this worse news. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll go over to Y Entertainment over on Yahoo because it's the first thing that came up. Sarah Michelle Gellar criticizes Hulu's decision to cancel Buffy reboot, alleges executive was not a fan of the original. So this is from Kathleen Perricone over on Yahoo. The actress says that Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale has been an uphill battle since day one of production. Hulu drove a stake through the hearts of Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans. Boy, that is an opening line for an article if I've ever seen one.
There you go.
No one was more gutted by it than Sarah Michelle Gellar. She got the call on Friday when she was about to take the stage at South by Southwest in Austin to promote her new movie Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, and said Hulu had decided not to move forward with the Buffy revival. She recounted to People exclusively, "Let me tell you, nobody saw this coming." For them to call us on a Friday of what should have been Chloe's victory lap for an incredible film and my world premiere of something that I worked very hard for that says something, she told People. She added that we had an executive on our show who was not only not a fan of the original, but was proud to constantly remind us that he had never seen the entirety of the series and how it wasn't for him. The disinterest, adds Gellar, was very hard, not only for her, but also for Zhao. She tells so that tells you that it's an uphill battle we've been fighting since day one, when your executive is literally proud to tell you that he didn't watch it. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that. Hey, what's up? We have Michael Gutierrez in the chat. How's it going, Michael? Does she really need the work? Buffy was good for its time, but I feel like being on Hulu would make it a meh experience. I honestly didn't even consider the factor about her needing the work. For me, it was about wanting Buffy back. I love that show.
The Buffy verse.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I heard, she wasn't going to be like the main character either. So
no. It was that very much like a next generation kind of a thing, is what it was being. At least what it was being billed as early on.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it was good that she was involved. I think most of the original people that haven't been labeled as problematic since the original show were coming back. So Buffy, I would admit that I can't imagine it wouldn't be a very hard watch for people now if you were to go into it for the first time. But in the early days of genre serial storytelling, where we didn't have a whole lot of that on TV, plus it had youth, it had comedy, like kind of a lighthearted sense of humor, a lot of good action and honestly innovative special effects for a decent, decent effect for a small budget, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It was a good show.
It was well written. It was, it was
clever.
It took a while to get like into it. Like,
yeah.
But if you give it a chance and start watching it, it gets pretty good. There are some really good episodes, but
and then I honestly absolutely loved the TV show Angel, which was the spinoff.
Yeah, Angel was good.
It was a more polished show altogether. It kind of made me slightly more interesting to me personally, just because I enjoyed that character. And eventually Spike was on it, which was probably one of my favorite characters. But hopefully there's some maybe faith that we could get something else to come out of this now that she's gotten this far and she's teamed up with somebody that she's interested in working with. Hydra Asylum, you took the words out of my mouth, because I was going to say that you always have to have faith because you never know, because sometimes things do come back that we loved and have thought about, possibly not coming back, which is why I wanted to spin awkwardly into this story. This is also from Yahoo Entertainment. Looks like Care of the Rap, from Darren DeFrank. Nathan Fillion confirms animated Firefly series is in development with the original cast returning. So yes, I did hear about that. Was very excited to hear this. There's been, if you kind of follow any of these people on social media that were part of the original show, there's been some kind of teases that there were some stuff happening. There was some stuff happening. Some stuff was going to be in the works. So the reveal came during a panel and live taping of his podcast, Once We Were Spacemen, at Awesome Con in Washington, D.C. He thrilled fans this weekend when he shared they're teaming up with 20th Television Animation to develop a new animated series set in the beloved cult sci-fi universe of Firefly. The news came during a live taping of the podcast. He made the reveal alongside his former Firefly castmate and podcast co-host, Alan Tudyk, who's gone on to have a hell of a career, with additional appearances from original cast members Gina Torres, Jewel State, Marina Baccarin, Sean Mayer, and Summer Glau. And hello to Summoner. How's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, never watched Buffy either. And then haven't watched Firefly. Yeah. So I will say that I think Firefly probably would hold up compared to Buffy for a first timer.
I love that scene where they're telling the guy that just, okay, we're going to give the money back to that guy and you're going to take the message. And he's like, he's like basically like, yeah, screw you. I'm not going to take the message or whatever. And he goes, okay. He just like kicks the guy into the engine, grabs the next guy. He's like, so we're going to give the money back and you're going to deliver. Yes, I'll deliver the message.
Yeah. It was, it's funny. I mean, we're talking about two shows that obviously come from the same lineage of the creator of both shows too. And there was, kind of a witty style between both of them. Firefly, for those that don't know, because a couple people didn't watch it here, I think a lot of people looked at it, even after it was off the air and said, "Oh, it only lasted one season. It can't have been that good." What you have to know, if you don't know this already, I'm sorry if you do, is that Fox aired the show way out of sequence to the point where if you watched it when it aired, it made no sense. It's completely out of order narratively, and it's one of those shows where not every episode was directly connected to every other episode, but you would have to kind of pay attention, to the running narrative, especially not seeing the first episode first would be very confusing.
Right.
Unless you just happen to enjoy it. Got to get caught up with some chat here real fast. Let's see. Did either of you go to Awesome Con? I did not go to Awesome Con.
No.
Nope. Did you go to Awesome Con? There we go. There's the question I wanted to ask. Michael asks, I like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Yeah, he did an awesome job as a heel
Nathan
there.
Fillion I haven't seen him in really anything I haven't liked him in.
Yeah, I know. I don't watch the show, but I know he's been on that Rookie show for a while now. I think it's been running for a bit. And then he was on. Oh gosh, what was the show before that he was on for a long time? Castle. Yeah. I didn't watch either of those.
I've seen all the little the Firefly teasers that they have where he keeps going around like knocking on the doors of the co-stars. It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Firefly was the only series that did one series, and the fans were so mad they paid for a movie called Serenity. Yes, I'm really excited for this series to come out, even in animation. Yeah, Serenity. I won't say it was a huge success, but I drug a couple of my friends to it. They'd never watched Firefly, and I said, like, I hope it isn't weird to watch this movie. I haven't seen it yet. Obviously, I don't know, but this is a really great show, and they enjoyed the movie, and they eventually went back and watched the show. So, I mean, it was that good of a movie.
It's also the first time I remember seeing in Buffy too. He played a really good bad. Nathan Fillion was the bad guy at the end of Buffy.
Yeah, like he was ostensibly a priest. Is how he gets introduced.
He was a really good bad guy.
But what was I going to say about that? Lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I do.
Oh no, you're all good. You're all good. Maybe I'll remember it. Couldn't help Firefly, but we have 80 seasons of the Kardashians. Yeah, there's a show I've never watched. Fart Cop. Oh yeah, Dr. Horrible's sing along. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Captain Hammer.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Serenity introduced me to Chiwetel Ejiofor too. Who now I think he's a phenomenal actor, but he played a great bad guy in that movie. The movie did kind of feel like it was cramming a whole bunch of stuff into 1 2-hour session, but hey, I still think that was good. Was there anything else in here that we needed to really discuss in this article? Made the reveal, the campaign featuring cryptic videos starring Fillion as co-stars, like Bigby was just talking about.
Right.
Does this mean it's time? To which he responds, it's time. And that was with Gina Torres. There's other clips featuring, the cast, basically. It's being developed through Fillion's production banner Collision 33 in partnership with 20th Television Animation, which holds the rights to the franchise. The new show is set in the timeline between the original 2002 series and the 2005 film Serenity. So get kind of a interstitial, I guess is probably the right word for that. The script has been completed. An early concept art has been created in collaboration with Studio Shadow Machine. So pretty cool. Got Mark Guggenheim from, DC Love. They're in the DC Arrowverse and all that stuff, co-producing. Tara Butters from Agent Carter and Law & Order SVU. So some good lineage there. Can't wait. Whedon is involved, but he has their blessing. Yeah. Okay. We will bring Joss Whedon on to have a little interview with him. I hear he's really great to work with. Yep.
Great. That's great.
Guy Gardner's haircut works better on the paper, on the pages, than it does in real life. It's kind of annoying to look at. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. Is this maybe this is apocryphal? But I want to say that Nathan Fillion fought to have the bowl cut, or maybe it was James Gunn that fought to have the bowl cut. I think it was Nathan Fillion that he was like, I'm doing it. Yeah. It's part of the character. I don't know. I mean, he could remove it later on, but at least getting introduced that way.
I had to say I was digging through a back issue bin the other day, and I saw that Justice League number 4, I think it's number 4, where Batman punches out Guy Gardner, and I was like, yeah, all right, I gotta get it.
yeah. Absolutely.
It's such a great issue.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, he was in Doctor Strange too. Well, he was in Doctor Strange as well, not Doctor Strange 2. But yeah.
Which character was he playing?
He was Baron Mordo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I guess technically he was in Multiverse of Madness as well. He was part of the Illuminati in that. Makes an appearance.
He was in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, exactly. See, I was right all along. This is a fascinating story that broke today, and for those that don't know, we don't really get political on the show. There's a kind of unavoidable political element to this, but just keep in mind that we're going to discuss the comic book part of it. Thanks to ICV2 for this. Before I dive into the story, I do want to say hello to our buddy Geek Out with Roscoe. What is up?
Roscoe.
Hope you're doing well. So this is a story about a situation with an Iranian missile strike hitting a cargo vessel that carried some Fantagraphics books from I believe their original port of departure was from India, as I understand it. And this is in the it's all over the news right now, the Strait of Hormuz. So Micatron revealed on Facebook over the weekend that the report is that we have the ship has limped to a safe port where we await further news. Our thoughts are with the crew, and we hope and pray for their safety. Comic Tropes talked about this earlier on his show. If you have a cruise ship, or not a cruise ship, a cargo ship that's been hit by a missile, I imagine if it's bad enough to debilitate it to that extent, there's probably some damage. Hopefully everybody's okay, but we don't know that yet. So that's definitely an important part of it. So there's a lot going on here, but it's basically an entire print run of a comic book that has now been destroyed in the disaster. So that's just crazy. Like, with all the stuff, here's how I'll phrase it. My thought when I read this was, with all the crap going on and all the weird stuff, it doesn't even matter what side of anything you're on. The news is weird these days. If you see headlines or whatever, I think most people will agree that's just true. And
missile strike destroys shipload of comic books.
it's just bizarre to see something like in mainstream news that's about your little niche hobby that most people don't care about. Other than a movie coming out or a huge Superman #1 selling for record auction. Those kind of things kind of make sense, but something like this is just freaking bizarre. Comic Tropes, jeez. yeah, that is definitely a problematic showrunner. You're right. Although as long as he stays out of everybody's way, maybe it'll be better than old school Fox.
That could be like an interesting character in a book.
Yeah. Summoner says that's just how Guy Gunner is drawn, but he's still kind of hard to look at, right? And why are Fantagraphs all the way over there in the Middle East? So they were printing the books in India, and so they were shipping them across, probably picking up other stuff along the way too. Like most international shipping seems to work, from what I understand. Very little of it. But yeah, it's just absolutely bizarre to see these two things kind of line up. To me, that's surreal, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
A strange correlation.
A lot of comic books are printed in India. That's something we were talking about over on Comic Trope Show, and he did a really good job covering this. Yeah, exactly. Like I hope the cargo ship crew is okay. It's certainly going to hurt the Fantagraphics. Definitely. Hey, Yevgeny, what's up? Nice to see you.
Hey,
Hope you're having a great night. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I mean,
our Sunday crew.
As an aside, have you guys seen Predator Badlands? Yeah, I think we talked about it. Oh boy, because we went and saw it together in the theater. Probably my, if not my second favorite, maybe my third favorite Predator film since the original. I'm one of the few people that really liked Predator 2, and I really thought Predators was cool. The one with why am I blanking on his name right now? The guy from the piano, or the pianist.
Adrian Brody.
Thank you very much. I don't know why I was blanking on his name. I want to say it started with a C. I was like, that's not right. Yeah, Adrian Brody, and it had a really great arrangement of characters in it. But that was really good, and I've really liked all the Dan Trachtenberg stuff. So it's hard for me to rate it all. Damn it, Chris. The Predator with Olivia Munn. Yeah. I really want to know what happened to that movie, but that's a big tangent. So a cargo ship from India has to pick up oil from the Persian Gulf before going to New York. True. Yeah, probably had a lot to do with it. Hey, have a good night, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. So they print in India just to save a few bucks. That kind of sucks. So here's what I brought up because I don't have a lot of information about this, but what I brought up in Chris's chat over on his show was, I do wonder if, we talked about printing and tariffs and how that can affect everything going, talk about some irony involved here, possibly, if they were printing in India because of some kind of tariff situation that was more advantageous to them in the first place.
Probably because the China tariffs are quite high, right? So
yeah. And there's also some content, Chris brought this up. There's some content that could be in some of the reprints and stuff that were coming that may not be favorable to the Chinese culture. They
printable over there,
yeah. So there's some possibilities along the lines there. Very, very, hopefully we'll get more information about this. We'll obviously update if we do. But yeah, let's see here. Okay, I just wanted to get caught up with everybody on the chat there. Yeah, it's just a weird story, man. Like I want to find out more about what happened. But it just broke today, and frankly, the most I heard about it was over on Chris's show. Besides the kind of the headlines as they broke.
So you're hoarding your preview copies that you're going to sell at a marked up price.
Yeah,
get those online tomorrow.
That's something that did also make me wonder is if there were some preview copies out there. The description from Fantagraphics was kind of along the lines that it might take up to a year to get some of that stuff reprinted if it's all completely destroyed.
No, there's always proof copies and everything that come out.
So exactly.
There are at least a handful of preview copies out there.
Yeah. It did make me wonder. I want to quickly cover something else too that I think is cool, and I know we're X-Men fans, so I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Who are these X-Men of which you speak?
You son of a bitch. So X-Men 97 is getting a prelude miniseries for season 2, and what that means.
One guy has one eye. What's up with that?
I love it.
He looks cool.
Hey, who's that blue furry guy? What's up with that? Sorry.
Oh, my stars and garters.
Yeah. Indubitably. So X-Men 97 is getting a new miniseries comic book that's going to hopefully set up the events of season 2. Issue 1 is going to go on sale June 3rd with the main cover by Todd Knock, variants by Caballero, Bustos, and Dan Jurgen, and a Virgin variant by an artist to be announced, and a Marvel animation variant cover. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool. So it's like what, 6 or 7 covers they just announced right there.
Of course, I mean, That's a light slate of covers. From
Well, I'm sure there'll be a ton of other. Yeah,
there'll probably be some Whatnot mystery bags and variants there.
Store exclusives and artist exclusives.
Well, I was actually going to serve as a segue to my final news segment, which is and this is a developing story. I'd recommend going and checking out. I haven't watched it yet, but I know Mickey. I know he does a great job. I'd recommend going and checking out.
I just watched
Michael House's video. Okay, so there's this breaking story that's kind of developing where there's a lawsuit being filed against Whatnot, claiming that they are engaging in unlicensed gambling for their breaking practices, and mostly a lot of the breaking has to do with cards for Pokemon cards and sports cards and all that kind of stuff, but it also does cross over to comics.
Translated to those mystery packs.
Well, no, 100% it affects mystery packs. So that's what I was going to say. Is it definitely affects comics, and plus, I mean, there's also comic cards too that have rare art cards and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah. So the interesting thing here is the lawsuit is alleging a couple things that I know are on shaky ground. Let's see if I can pull up an article here about this. This is from MSN. Again, just the first thing that came up because I didn't have this prepared ahead of time, but I do want to talk about it. So yeah, they're facing legal challenges over card breaking practices. At least this article looked like it was updated. So Paul Lesko is the attorney for the plaintiff. He said that they're announcing that they have filed 15 arbitrations over the last few days and will continue filing them for our clients. They have 15 more to go. Our cases focus on Whatnot allegedly running an illegal casino without the safeguards that regulated casinos that are required to have to protect consumers. Due to the lack of safeguards, we believe that consumers are at a risk of unfair and fraudulent activities as well as addiction issues without proper guardrails. One of the things that they allege in this article is that Whatnot doesn't have any policies about breaking, which I actually know isn't true. Now they may not be enforcing those policies, which is certainly possible. But they do have some breaking policies because I was part of the Whatnot sellers group. I used to sell on Whatnot. I don't really do it anymore. And they used to have a Discord server. And when those policies came out years ago at this point, probably like 2022, if I had to guess, I know there was a policy about it. Anyway, it's kind of a minor point. They have larger points that they'll make in the lawsuit. I guess with Chris's point here, it's kind of hard to disagree with this. I have little faith in the lawsuit changing much. It seems like a shaky case. However,
there's some shady stuff that happens on there, though.
Exactly, there's some shady stuff that
I'm not comfortable with that I see happen on there sometimes.
Yeah, and it's possible the lawyer could just be looking for a payday for his plaintiffs. But I will say this Paul Lesko guy, he's a lawyer who is involved with a lot of hobbyist legal stuff. You can read about his stuff on Twitter, on X, I guess. He's always talking about CGC lawsuits and things to do with card grading and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised to see his name come up in here, but it also kind of made me wonder, is this somebody who's just kind of looking for attention in that sphere more too, which is possible.
He's kind of the industry, the hobby industry lawyer. Anyway.
But also I don't think he's, him or his plaintiffs aren't really wrong in what they're alleging here, because if you do think about it, okay, here's a different way I'll explain it. In the EU, for example, video games often have things like loot boxes, right? Mystery boxes, essentially, that you pay for or you get as rewards throughout the game, and you pay to get nicer ones or whatever. They had to start posting their odds for the hits on that stuff. They were legally required to do that in the EU. And I could see, regulations coming around about stuff like this too, because we have, you're putting down however many dollars to get characters or in a comic break, or to get a mystery bag broken open, or hey, say I want all the Patriots cards from this NFL card break or whatever. Yeah, so the kind of what I was just talking about. So breaking is essentially like, when you say it, for most of the time, people are probably gonna think of sports cards, and that is like, hey, here's this box that has multiple packs in it, or it could just be one giant pack of cards or something. And I'm paying, all the people bid on it or they buy it now, and the price, and those in big auctions, those prices get insane. And they're hoping for, hits for like players or for a team out of that. And they say like, I'm claiming all the Dodgers in this baseball card break or whatever. And then, maybe there's some big hit in there. If there's some big rare hit card, then that theoretically that person gets it. There's also shady stuff goes on where, people palm those cards because they see it coming in the break and all kinds of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
It's a very
multiple ways that it runs. You can auction the teams by the team, so like if you're going for Shohei Ohtani or whatever, you're going to bid high on the Dodgers,
right?
And some of the other teams may go for less, or there's a lot of times where you auction off spots and then you raffle, and then you spin a wheel and people get the team you get. There's also the way that where they'll say there's 10 packs in this box or 12 packs in this box. We're going to auction off 12 spots and you get pack number 1, pack number 2, pack number 3.
Or you can choose the pack or whatever. Yeah.
And then a lot of times, and one of the things that they're talking about in that lawsuit is if you don't get a hit or a big hit, they don't ship you anything because they're not worth the cards aren't worth anything really. The cards that you bought are worth less than $10 or $15 or whatever. So it's like not even really worth the time to ship them. So
yeah,
and there's a lot of different ways they do it. But
I think, yeah, exactly, Mr. Nope. How is that not gambling? It's
no, I mean, even like we're saying with the mystery packs, right? With the comic mystery packs.
I mean, the point you just made, the distinction there is you are getting something,
right? Yeah,
even if it's not, but there are sellers that are. I'm certain, and I don't know that I've really seen this because I don't hang out in a lot of the comic channels these days, but I'm certain there's sellers that are misleading about what you're getting in those, or what your odds are, or not disclosing the odds, and that's part of it. So the Whatnot, from what I understand, if I remember, because I didn't really engage in mystery, polls or that kind of stuff, but they had a policy around like you had to kind of label what the odds are before you did it. I don't think that was ever really heavily enforced, but I think they kind of put it out there to kind of cover their butts for something exactly like this. I will just for getting both sides of its sake, there is a response from Whatnot, which is I thought was kind of interesting about this article. They say, we absolutely reject the characterization in this complaint. Gambling isn't allowed on Whatnot, and we strictly enforce this policy. Whatnot is a commerce platform built to support small businesses, connecting them with buyers who purchase products they love. Card breaks are a long-standing format in collecting at card shops, conventions, and communities that thrive for generations. And while sellers who break only make up 4% of our sellers on the platform, we've taken care to bring that experience online in a way that holds everybody accountable. Whatnot shows happen live and on camera. Sellers face real consequences when they break our rules. We've set the standard for how these formats work online, and we're committed to maintaining it. I'm
shaking my head on that one because I've heard of too many sellers being reported and nothing happening to them. So
exactly. It is something that Whatnot is a platform, and specifically, it's a whole complicated thing. But especially when you zoom in on the comic book side of Whatnot, I'm aware of some stuff that happened that was, if not outright wrong, it was done in a way that was obviously very the decisions being made are not being made to be fair. They're being made to make money. That's what I'll say. And I think that's pretty obvious to most people that kind of have seen the shenanigans on Whatnot. Summoner says Whatnot is a bit sophisticated. I like that. What's up, Awesome Sauce Radio? Better late than never. Yep, absolutely. What are the odds that I get a Charizard in this pack of MLB cards? Yeah, and why isn't there gum in cards anymore? Come on. Raffles and squares are gambling, just usually for charity, so people don't look at it that way. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely different.
I mean, whatnot makes the comic packs. I mean,
usually in cooperation,
cahoots with the producers or the publishers. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a thing.
Corkman wants to know, so like instead of sending you the box of cards, they open the box for you and say what was in the box. Yeah, so basically, the thing in the collecting card world especially is some things are really desirable and hard to get, or the hobby box or whatever is really expensive. So an individual collector may not want to buy or can't afford to buy the giant collection that has the guaranteed, like, there's guaranteed to be a certain number of autos or relic cards or whatever in this box. And so, let's say like Bigby used the example earlier, there's 12 packs or whatever in this box. You're then saying like, oh, I want a 1 in 12 odds or however many packs you buy from that of getting that rare drop that's going to be in there.
Or like if you said, like if you got all of the Dodgers, you get all of the Dodgers from all of those 12 packs.
Right.
So you don't necessarily get any of those other cards, but if a Dodger happens to come up, you get it.
Yep. And there's different ways, and that's part of the problem too, is that sometimes buyers go in and they don't know what's going on, or they don't know which kind of break it is, and you can run into issues with that as well. But
I had somebody I was talking to the other day. I was like, "Oh, you got a bunch of great variants," and they were like, "Oh yeah, I was part of this thing where it was you bid and then they spin a wheel and you get a number and they pull the variant that you get." And I was like, I would never do that. I mean, like, I'm looking at some of the variants they got, but I'm like, great, but some of the variants they got were nothing I wouldn't want. I was like, I was kind of confused why they got them in the first place. And I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. I was like, I would never be involved in something like that. I'm like, what the heck?
It's definitely it's a complicated topic, I guess, when you really stop and think about it, because there's a lot to explain for people that don't know what it is. But if you do know what it is, it's usually something that is, and I think rightfully so, something that concerns a lot of collectors. That's the kind of what I'll say. So I am interested to see where this lawsuit goes. I'm sure there'll be more news that we can kind of follow along with this and kind of keep you guys updated. So stay tuned for future installments, because I'm sure we'll talk about it. And maybe if there's enough interest, maybe we'll talk about it in depth at one point and kind of present more. Because of the time on the show, I do really need to kind of get to the end segment of our show, which is an amazing segment that we talk about where we're going to keep it more positive by talking about your guys' comic community art. No, I'm not even going to play the intro, because I do want to just get to the art here. This is what I'm sharing right now here is my Discord server, the Bronze Age Nerd Discord server. The link's in the description. You can go check this art out there yourself if you want to. We're going to highlight each person here.
You can also post your own art there.
You can also post your own art, and then we'll share it here on the show for you. Or you can just send it to us via social media or whatever. We'll do the same thing. Yeah, there you go. So this is from Headless Hammerhead. To read his post here, this is some sketches from last year. One is a comic cover, and the other two are from his sketchbook. So obviously an awesome Hellboy there he did. Good work on that one, Headless Hammerhead.
Love it.
That's cool. Let's see if I can try to get that art.
Next one coming up.
And then we got some Power Girl. Nice. Good job, man. And
hey, Mr. Science Snake.
I'm here for the cheesecake. Is that the dude from House of the Dragon? Matt Smith's character? Is that who that is? I'm trying to see it. Does he say who it is? That's cool though. I like that. I'm sorry, I don't know which character it is. I think I see dragons on the collar there on the armor, but that's very, very cool.
Very nice. Good job.
He does commissions, so he was commissioned for a sketch of a Pinhead in 2022. The deal fell through, and he redid it with an Angel #1 Bloody Blank sketch variant using Emma Myers for the pose. So we got a little Pinhead action there.
Nice.
There's the sketch. There's the finish.
Very nice.
And there we go. Angel.
There you go.
Talking about that. And then there's the reference, which he posted too, which is cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then is going to make something else for Mission 22 here, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to donate it to Bronze for Mission 22 auction, but someone saw me drawing it at my son's karate class and offered to buy it. So something else is coming from him. Here we got some stuff from Travis, aka Comics Limited. That's awesome.
Something from his art class today, where he teaches art classes. So
right on. The
color sketch he is showing his students. Quick color sketch.
Very cool. And then this is speaking of Heroes for Heroes.
Yeah. A piece somebody won in the auction that I drew and Travis inked and colored just the other day.
Yeah, you guys did a great job on that. I love the mashup here. You know, that's great.
Yeah, it came out pretty good.
Yeah,
good job, Trav.
I love that Ghost Rider too. And then, gosh, this was a commission, right?
This is also for Mission 20.
That's right. Okay, it's hard to keep. I've seen so much art recently; it's been hard to keep it straight.
Still only 35 cents on that one.
That's right. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then that must be from the art class as well.
Yep.
Very nice. And Bigby came in here, and some of these posts are from us because we're posting our stuff in here so we can show it on the show. This is from Stevie D.
Send it directly to us, and then we
and he's been trying to do art, you know, over the last year or so, kind of partially inspired from us. Sounds like, which is very, very awesome to see.
Yeah,
Iron Man, aka Shellhead. I'm in the room. Love it. Kind of sneaking around. And we got some Hulk. Dig it.
Getting better. He's getting better every day.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Roscoe.
Millhouse, the 40-year-old virgin. Love that too.
That's awesome, Roscoe. That's awesome.
Hey, Eddie Von B. You almost made it to the show. We definitely appreciate that.
Thanks for being here, Eddie.
Very much appreciate it. And then Roscoe doing some
dork fan art.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Ask and you shall receive.
Cool little homage there.
Yeah, it's an homage to the cap cover there.
And obviously was the inspiration for the Captain America Brave New World poster as well.
Yeah.
People probably saw that image recently. And then
that's awesome, Roscoe.
Let's see. Oh, this is from Bigby. Nice. Some sketch cards, it looks like.
Jujutsu Kaisen character, main villain, I guess.
Right on.
And then,
who's this guy? Come on, man. I wouldn't want to run into him like on a Friday or something. Especially
Friday the 13th. I had to draw Jason.
So. Perfect timing.
And today I was working on the Doctor.
Nice. Nice. I guess I only caught the highlight, but I guess there was a little moment between Robert Downey Jr. in a Dr. Doom green suit, and it was with Chris Evans on stage, so at the Oscars. But very cool. Hey, you know what? Bigby, Roscoe, Travis, Stevie D, Headless Hammerhead, y'all put in some really awesome stuff into this community art section here. I'll have some stuff to post in there soon too myself. But if you would like to see your artwork in there, all you have to do is you can either go join the Discord and post it yourself, and we will show it off on here, or you can send it to us. I know a couple people that had submitted before have mentioned in the comments like, "Oh, I don't do Discord." You can still just send us your artwork. That's totally fine. If you don't want to be on Discord, I'm not going to make you download an app and go through all those hoops. If you don't want to, we'd still love to see your artwork, and we'd still love to share it. So, yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Roscoe. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. You gave me a few pieces. I'm gonna spread them out over the next couple of weeks.
Perfect. I love a little bit of Roscoe.
Hey, Roscoe said he's gonna be doing Heroes Con too. So if you guys want,
nice.
He's gonna be doing prints and stickers there. So go see Roscoe. He's gonna have a table there.
Very cool. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have some stuff to announce soon too, where we'll be a couple locations around the Pacific Northwest, probably over the next few months, hopefully.
Yeah.
And can't wait to talk about that once we have details. In the meantime, you can come back next week and catch us on another episode of Best Coast Comics. And again, we will have that claim sale in 2 weeks on the 30th, where part of the proceeds
looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know. Part of the proceeds from that are going to go to our charity, which is Mission 22, that we donate to with our Heroes for Heroes cause. And so many of you have supported. We really appreciate that. But if you want to support any other channels on the EXP throughout the month of March that do claim sales, go give them a follow, and you can go ahead and support other veterans charities like the Gary Sinise Foundation, which is a really amazing group. Some of the channels are supporting things like Wounded Warrior. Hopefully some are going to support Mission 22 as well. So go check out their veteran causes and talk about it and see what they're donating, and try to support those shows and raise some money for some veterans. And then come back here in 2 weeks, and we can kind of maybe help close out the month with some donations as well. Oh boy, so Summoner, something we've definitely talked about a lot. You can go back and kind of dig through our episodes to talk about it. And if you hit us near the beginning of a show, I'm sure we can kind of hash it up. But I was just about ready to kind of guide us out. So definitely give us a follow. We'd love to see you back to talk about that on a future show. Absolutely, Mr. Science Snake. Thanks for being here, everybody. We appreciate you coming along for the ride and being in the chat and watching along, listening to us. And if you're watching on the rewind, we appreciate it as well. Make sure you go and leave a comment down below so we know you were here. And we'll catch you next week, everybody. Have a great one.